Alright, what's up everybody? This is Edward back with another video, another episode of Everybody Hate Black Men. I'm your host, Edward Anderson. Press 1 to make sure you can hear me. Also, shout out to YouTube. This is probably one of the best things they ever did. You know, rather than using StreamYard, I can actually go live. The next thing they need to do is make it so I can bring people up. But other than that, this shit is great. So, much appreciated with them doing that. So now I ain't got to worry about y'all seeing driving and all this crazy shit. I can actually just fire this shit up and clip out some shit. And it's good to go. It's all copacetic. I'm not gonna be live long, so this is just me putting a thought out here. So I'm sitting here listening, and press 1 so I know you're there. So I'm sitting here listening to one of somebody told me to listen to the first right of refusal thing with SWP, and I'm listening to it. I'm liking what I'm hearing, and like I said, I'm not trying to nitpick every little thing he says, but one thing that he said was he was talking about how black women and black women have to suffer. He was making a greater point, but he was saying how there is resentment that black women have, because I want to be real to the spirit of the point, and I'll probably play what he said, then do another video on it, but appreciate the ones. But saying that black women have to suffer under the fact that black men have not built stuff. I'm also going to share the video that BGS did kind of in response to that general talk about we need to win a race war. Here's the thing. I want to reiterate this, and I would love to debate any black man on this. Black men don't owe black women shit. So this thing that black men do not owe black women promotion. Promoting black women, if it doesn't serve black men's interests, there is no point doing it. I brought up how Arabs do not promote Muslim women. Arabs cover them up, put all the black tape everywhere on the window so you can't see shit. So this bullshit that black women are inherently owed promotion is bull fucking shit. They can feel however the fuck they want to feel. However, black men do not owe black women promotion, and any black man that believes that is incorrect, is wrong. That is a luxury. That is not a priority. That is a luxury. That is a priority. Men dictate how they want to present their women, and most Arabs across the board, and generally in the Muslim world, even Persians, don't really like presenting their women like that. I talked to a woman yesterday. She is Bosnian, older woman, not old, but on the older end. She is Bosnian. That you would have never knew she was Muslim unless she told you. She was white. She looks, real talk, like she's from the UK. She has that kind of Euro look. You would have never knew. So when I hear things like, well, men, black women have this resentment with black men because they are not promoted, so they have to suffer under the tyranny of the myth of white womanhood, as if black women are the only women that deal with that. That is not an L that black women can charge to black men. There's a clip that I'm going to share. I'll probably share that clip before I do the official video with this. And it's a video with Tom Hardy. I think it's Pinky Blinders. I haven't seen the show. I believe this is from where he was talking to the dude that ended up playing Oppenheimer. I forget his name. And he was talking about, dude was saying he was going to let this go for peace, and he said, "No, fuck that. I want you to acknowledge that your anger is not justified. That live by the sword, die by the sword." He went through this whole thing. It's a great clip. I'll probably share the clip so you can see it. And that's the thing. Most of the grievances that black women have on black men is bullshit. It's bullshit. But we can go down a list. And a lot of black men have this thing where they feel like they need to be guilty just because a bitch is mad. White women are the standard, and yet you see white women talk about man versus bear. So there is no fucking world where women are content. There is no world where they're happy. So let's get off that bullshit. So my point Yeah, exactly. Mia Khalifa, look what they were jumping on her. They don't want you even knowing what their bitches look like. And she's Lebanese. So that's across the board in the Muslim world. It ain't even just an Arab thing. So let's cut the bullshit. I say that because there's this idea where it is implied you absolutely have to present your women in a way that'll make them feel beautiful. No, you don't. And this is why we need to start sometimes looking outside our culture to understand stuff ain't necessarily necessary. So with that being said, my thing is that even a framing of that where black women have to suffer because they're not the beauty standard. If you're suffering like that, take your ass to Africa then. But they got colorism over there. This idea that you're suffering because your ass ain't being kissed, because that narcissistic itch is not being scratched. White men present white women in a whole host of different ways, positive and negative. There's this idea, and also, why the fuck isn't Africa presenting black Africans in that way? If women really need that itch being scratched. The problem is, you have, like, so it's this guilt. And he was making a bigger point than this, but I just wanted to highlight that this, and I'm always going to be on him, pause, when he tries to imply that it is an L or black men are dropping a ball because the bitches aren't being promoted. Black women are some of their greatest enemies in their own promotion. And until that changes, I don't fucking want to hear a goddamn thing they have to say when it comes to colorism and promotion. They promote the very negative stereotypes they bitch about, because black women really believe that black men don't even deserve something that's worthy of looking at. Black women do not give a fuck about promotion outside of competing for a white man's attention. And for that reason, fuck their promotion. Amongst the other things I just said. And so I don't understand where this guilt comes from, where it's like, you know, they're suffering because they're not promoted. So they don't feel, I get it. His bigger point was about self-hate and reasons why black women have self-hate. Some of it is their own fault, some of it, and then he was giving levity to where this is where black men may be dropping a ball, which I don't even give him that at all. So this wasn't him making a direct point saying this. He said he implied it in that way. But he's got to get off of that shit. He really got to get off of women are suffering under the tyranny of white supremacy because they can't. Because at the end of the day, if women do not believe in men being in the black women in the lead, and that comes first. It's this argument that, like, you know, men drop the ball and then the women are the way they are because that said the men have dropped the ball. That's not accurate to what we are dealing with. And that's that, like, fake patriarchy bullshit. That's a way of, like, reconciling and resonating in your own mind why this happened based on certain worldviews that are really not accurate. Exactly, Xanatos. What Xanatos said, what does Nollywood and Afrobeats do? Black women, and once we got to the point where black women undermine the boys, black women don't have a right to really presenting these things. Black women's self-hate has nothing to do with what black men have not done. Because in Africa, they have these same self-hate problems. When they are literally, they don't even deal with white people like that. Fuck white Jesus. It's bullshit. So anyway, I just wanted to drop that. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Definitely check out the video, because other than that, I agree what's going on in the video. But yeah, I just wanted to drop that. This is Edward signing off. Peace.